Welcome back, all. In particular, pre-retirees and retirees are struggling with the idea of, should I own my home in retirement or should I rent? I think most of us agree that owning is an issue. Now, I happen to be in a situation where I'm renting right now, and my wife and I have decided it's a temporary situation. Steve Aledort joins me. Steve, I want you to talk about, at least give us your opinion on this, but then I also want you to address my major issue, which is I don't want to tie up a big down payment, number one. And number two, for the younger set, they ain't got the money to make the big down payment. So can you address both of those?
Yeah, that's the biggest hurdle in home ownership, is not necessarily qualifying with income, it's the down payment. So in hearing your segment before I came on, you're talking the difference between renting and owning. And in a lot of areas, even in the higher cost areas, a lot of times with rents going up, you can potentially get the same payment on a purchase as far as your monthly payment than you can with what it would cost you to rent out a property. And even if the payment on the new mortgage is a little bit higher, then the advantage of owning a home is now you're able to itemize your deductions instead of doing the standard deduction.
And I should point out that the Trump tax bill, if it goes through, is maintaining the mortgage interest deduction. Property taxes, I don't know yet.
Right. So let's assume that we have what we have currently, which is the interest in the property taxes. For a lot of people, based on not only their income, because what you're able to get back as far as through your taxes is based on your tax base per year, whether you're on the 20, 30, 40% tax base. But then you're able to deduct that percent of what you're paying out in mortgage interest and property taxes. The higher the mortgage you have, the greater deduction that you have. So you may be looking at anywhere between $200 and $800 a month as far as tax deductibility on your mortgage payment. When you put that together, if you can get into the home, then not only does it make sense to buy versus renting, but now you've got a property that's yours. You've got a property that's going to appreciate in value. You've got a property that you could potentially bequeath on. You can put nails in the wall and hang in pictures and not have to worry about filling them. And if something happens in the property, you don't have to worry about, okay, I'm going to lose my deposit. So there are major advantages to home ownership. So now the key is, if you don't have a big down payment, what are the best programs out there in order to do it? So we've got three different areas. We've got the government loans with VA and FHA and conventional. So if you are a veteran and you have VA eligibility, probably one of the best programs out there, where on a purchase you can do 100% financing, all the way up to the conforming loan limit in your area, which will range anywhere between 424.1, which is the lower range throughout the United States, and up to, I think, 636 and some change in the high cost areas. You can do 100% financing. So you may have to pay for your closing cost. You may be able to get the seller or the lender to help assist in the closing
costs. So are you
costs.
saying that I could buy a $636,000 house with no money down?
If you have VA eligibility. And depending upon...
missed it by that much. How about if my dad has VA eligibility?
That much. Maybe dad buys the home.
Okay, at 92.
Yeah, now,
that's great.
If you're looking to buy a home above the specific conforming loan limits, then VA requires that whatever the amount is above the max amount, you've got to put in 25%. So let's assume that the limit in San Diego is $612,950. You're looking for a $750 purchase price. There's a $137,500 difference between the purchase price and the max loan amount. 25% of that is a little bit less than $35,000.
So that's all I got to come up with.
That would be your down payment. You can do a VA loan all the way up to $1.5 million. I just actually closed one for a good client of mine just a few weeks ago. The neat thing about VA is that they give you lower rates than you would get on a conventional loan. Also, we get what are called higher rebates, meaning if we increase the rate a little bit, then we're able to potentially help assist you in paying for some of your closing
How do I
costs.
prove that I was in the military?
We need your
I get a
VA.
picture of me with one of my
No,
dad's old uniforms on?
Unfortunately, you can't do it with a picture on. We would need to get what's called a VA eligibility. So
Okay,
that's all
got
set
it.
up with VA.
All right, so if you get beyond VA, where do you go?
Well, there's a couple other key points on VA. Debt to income ratios, sometimes up to 55%.
Wow.
No mortgage insurance. There is a VA funding fee. It will vary based on the amount that you're putting down. But if you have at least 10% disability through VA, there is no funding fee. And then on a refinance, VA will allow you to do 100% cash out.
Wow.
So if you have a regular conventional loan, you've got credit debt, maybe a line of credit, you want to combine everything so that you can minimize your outgo and set up on your financial goals so that you lower your payment and put more money away, VA is a great option.
Military. Get a hold of Steve Aledort right now. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
LoanFinancialPlanner.com, and they deserve it. LoanFinancialPlanner.com, 888-563-1070. Now, what about slugs like me that never went in the military?
Okay, so now we have some other options. FHA is actually another good option. Again, FHA, it's for anybody. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can only go up to the max conforming limits in your area. So again, 424.1 on the low end, up to 636 in the high-cost area. 3.5% down. Again, like with a VA, we have higher rebates that we can help you pay for your closing costs. Lower rates than conventional loans. Debt to income ratios with decent credit, I've seen up to 55%. You are going to pay a 1 3/4 premium on top of your loan amount. So it's not cash out of your pocket, but that's for the privilege of doing an FHA loan. And the mortgage insurance will be anywhere between 0.80 and 0.85%, depending upon the down payment. And that's for the life of the loan. So that's one negative of an FHA loan. But if you have a lower credit score and or higher debt ratios, a lot of times an FHA loan, because the rate's lower, even with the mortgage insurance combined, that generates a lower total interest rate and payment than on a conventional loan. So there are some really good advantages to an FHA loan.
So summary, who would be best suited for the FHA? Some of the lower credit score?
Lower down payment, lower credit score, higher debt to income ratio. On a conventional loan with 3.5% to 5% down, you may only be able to go up to 45%. With FHA, if you're maybe 50, 51, or 52, we give definitely more flexibility, absolutely with lower credit scores.
Fantastic.
I've got a client right now that mid-credit scores are 606. They had some past problems that they're cleaning up. I can't do that conventional, but I'm doing a cash-out refinance. I've got them on an interest rate because their credit scores are where they're at. I mean, FHA right now with good credit scores, you might be at 3.7, 3.8. I think we're at 4.25 with them. But I'm able to retire a car payment. I'm able to retire 4 collections that we're going to get cleared up off their credit report, and we're going to pull out about $100,000
Wow.
for them to do improvements on their home.
You need to get a hold of this dude. LoanFinancialPlanner.com, 888-563-1070. It's why I have him here, is to make sure all of my viewers and listeners have access to this kind of knowledge and brain trust in the mortgage and loan area. Okay, there's one more.
Yep. And one other thing with FHA, we can do a cash out refinance up to 85%. Again, helping you retire debt, combine stuff together. Regular conventional loans, we can do it with as low as 3% down. If you've got a high credit score, then that might be the way to go, because the higher credit scores now on conventional loans get us significantly lower mortgage insurance monthly premiums. So depending upon your situation, I'll look at everything to determine if it makes sense on whether we do a low down payment conventional loan or we do an FHA loan. So there's a number of options out there that will allow you to be able to purchase a home instead of renting with not a whole lot of cash coming out of your pocket.
Okay, so I want to buy a home, but I want to make it a rental. Now, I want to get, I don't know if this is legal, so you have to help me, okay? I want to get owner-occupied financing, and since I'm a renter right now, I could go buy a home and move into it for a while. Can you do that
Well,
and then
yeah,
move
you
out?
can. First of all, they're making it harder now for people that don't own real estate and are looking to buy an investment property. So if somebody has a goal that they want to buy a property and eventually rent, you buy a property owner-occupied as long as you don't currently have an owner-occupied home. You're going to sign an agreement within the loan documents that you're going to occupy the property as your primary residence for at least 1 year.
So it says at least 1 year. So I wouldn't be lying or anything if I just stayed in there for the year.
Yeah,
I'm
and
fine
if
with
something
that.
happens after 6 months or 7 months and you end up moving out, make your payments on time, there's a pretty good chance that the lender's not going to come back to you and go, hey, you didn't stay on the property for the full 12
Yeah, but I
months.
mean, I would have no problem because I got to stay somewhere for the next year, year and a half. But
Yeah.
my idea was to do this a couple of times and build up a little portfolio of rental property.
Buy the property, live in it for a year, rent it out, buy another property.
Can you call
make it
Jeannie
happen.
and tell her that's what we want to do?
I'll
'Cause
give,
she's,
I'll give her a call. As soon
she's
as we're
fighting
done.
me on that one.
Okay.
All right. Steve Aledort, get a hold of my pal, 888-563-1070. He's the best in the business. LoanFinancialPlanner.com. We'll be right back.